Okay, so last time we kicked the ass of the IJEP single observers, but also the other side of that is that they are double deciders. So this is where the IJs and the EPs are strong.
Wait, is this a positive video?
Who sucks at double deciding, right? The single deciders are the ones that have a difficult time seeing the shades of gray when it comes to decisions. So when they decide, it's a very all good or all evil thing. With all the IPs and all the EJs have a harder time balancing. The strength of the double deciders is being able to move back and forth on literally, I suck, you suck, I'm good, you're good. Whether it's thinking, whether it's feeling, whether it's a
just
demon,
not
whether
going
it's
all in on picking sides, it seems to be. The first and fourth function is just, I'm all in on the top one and I hate the bottom one.
Right.
And whatever you have in the middle, you're like, yeah, I favor this one more than that one, but not that much.
Right. So you can use this as your superpower. So if you suck at observing, you can't see half the board of observations.
That's funny. It's funny that like people jump to, I'm this type, which is like, it's like you're identifying a mental disorder.
That's so true.
It's so dumb. Like even Carl Jung shit on people going, you know, if you're identifying with a type, you're that one-dimensional, people can recognize that. That's not a good thing.
That's so true.
Like the coolness is whatever it is you are in the middle that you don't care about because that's not your identified type, but it's where you're boring and balanced and no drama. Yes. That's the exciting stuff.
Right. What are some examples of double deciding? Viners are a really good example.
Big time with viners.
And the funniest thing that we can see consistently, this is an anecdote that you could probably use and actually win using.
Right.
They will go back and forth into different characters.
Yelling at themselves.
Yes. You'll watch a whole video from the same person. They'll sometimes use disguises. A lot of times they'll use disguises. Sometimes they'll just be sitting in the same car and be like talking to themselves from their other decider.
Right.
And a lot of times they'll play the voice of whoever the other family member is. It's hilarious to watch. It's being able to see the tribe sucks, they're weird, kick the ass of the tribe, and then also see that I'm an idiot, I'm a weirdo, kick my own ass.
Yeah, it's rarely do we ever see, if at all, somebody who is a single decider playing that game where they're dressing up and yelling back and forth at each other. And if/when they do it, it's weird.
It is awkward.
It's awkward. Yeah. They're still trying to process something.
Totally.
With a lot of these Viner guys, like their process that their mom is harassing them all the time or their girlfriend or whatever. Like their process.
Right.
And they're just enjoying this conversation back and forth, yelling at themselves.
Totally. It's very fascinating. Another thing too, here's another example that you could take to the bank and probably use this and get some success, is that double deciders have the ability to get roasted. Like, you know, the game of roasting each other. And it goes back to, I'm allowed to kick my own ass and your ass, and I'm not that scared of having to be able to move back and forth.
And again, that's on context of the whole spectrum. We know a lot of 21-year-old double-decider kids out there are terrified of their own shadow.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about you. You can't take this information and look at you specifically. That's me. I do that. I don't. You got to look at like the larger picture of like people generally on a spectrum.
It's
the ones that tend to flow a little bit easier compared to these over here that don't.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I wanted to kind of bring this out because the more I was processing this, as I was going through doing this class or whatever, I was realizing how much this really is a superpower. I was just like, damn, like this is a great example here at the end of 8 Mile of he took out his opponent because he started off his rant, his roasting with, I suck, I do live with my mom in a trailer, and just went on an entire, like, I suck here, I suck here, I suck here, I suck here. And it's like, wow, I never even think of that as a single decider, to be able to use that as a very powerful tool. I can move and I can kick my ass. Go ahead, now try and kick my ass. What has worked for us? Knowing that you are so strong here, and this is where your power is on the middle there, now you can use that strength to be able to go and manage the other sides.
Yeah, it's been one of the biggest tools that we actually use in reality. But either like when I'm having a hard time, I'll look at like with my observers, of course.
Yeah.
I'll look at how I'm doing it with my deciders and going, can I apply that same math here? Like, can I get over I'm stuck on a problem and I think it's a big deal? Because I don't do that in this area of life. And or watching somebody like you, watching a double observer going, you're getting through it. Or watching you the other way, like, wow, you're freaking out on self and tribe like a weirdo. How am I doing that over here? Like that math, like out of all the different math and different, coins, and it's like that has been one of the most practical, useful things for us in real life is playing the double observer, double decider. Where am I relatively balanced versus the other person? And then just switching that math around on yourself.
And if you're not sure if this is you, just
go watch some Vines.
The city is doomed, Commander Fistfight. I've poisoned the water supply.
Actually, because you poisoned the water supply, we discovered that the city's pipe infrastructure is really severely outdated. So thank you for bringing our attention to that. Millions of people could have gotten really sick over the next few years. Secondly, because you snuck past the security system so easily, we found out that funds specifically for that security system were being embezzled by government officials, so we've busted a major fraud ring. And finally, the pathogen you unleashed does give people mild diarrhea, but we found it also is a great source of vitamin C.
Okay, whatever. Take this!
You fixed my shoulder.
God damn it!